What causes bloating? The most frequent causes of this kind of symptom are water retention and gas. For some people, there may be excessive amounts of gas in the intestine. Other people are merely more sensitive to normal levels of gas. Although there are medical conditions which make people more susceptible to water retention or sensitivity to gas, this video is about food, related causes, and how a change in diet can reduce bloating. Reduce your salt intake. Although water retention is frequently caused by underlying medical issues, it can also be the result of a high salt intake. Salt makes your body hold on to water and is important for maintaining fluid levels in the body. But only a small amount of salt is needed, a quarter teaspoon per day. Too much salt can lead to extra water retention. Due to the presence of salt in packaged, processed, fast food and snack food, most people probably consume more salt than they should without realizing it, even if they don't add salt to food at the table. Processed and fast foods typically have a higher salt content than similar foods prepared and cooked at home. Limit simple carbohydrates. Certain carbohydrates can also contribute to water retention. All carbohydrates are converted to glucose during digestion. Some of this glucose is used by your body immediately for energy. The surplus glucose is stored in your liver and muscle cells as glycogen to fuel your body when energy is needed. Glycogen is bound with water molecules, with 3 to 4 grams of water per 1 gram of glycogen, meaning that there's always some water retained in your body tissues. The more glycogen stored, the more water retained. An adequate amount of stored glycogen is around 450 grams, bound to 1.36 to 2.81 kilograms of water. Simple carbohydrates, however, are broken down very quickly in the body, flooding it with sudden large quantities of excess glucose to store as glycogen with correspondingly large volumes of water. Examples of this kind of carbohydrate are white bread, candy, and sugary drinks. There is a limit to how much glycogen can be stored, but the maximum is generally 15 grams of glycogen per kilogram of body weight. Someone who weighs 75 kilograms could store up to 11.25 grams of glycogen in their bodies, and the associated water content could be up to 4.5 liters. Choose complex carbohydrates with a higher fiber content. Eat fruit, vegetables, and whole grain bread or pasta. They are absorbed more slowly, with glucose being released in smaller increments over a longer time. Cut carbonated drinks. Soda drinks with sugar in them are not only quickly absorbed carbohydrates, they also contain gas. Some of this gas will be released by burping, but any gas that reaches your intestine will stay there until you pass it, filling your gut up and leaving you bloated. Don't eat too much fat. Fat can also make you feel bloated because it takes longer to be broken down during digestion. You might not notice it with small quantities, but a meal that's high in fats could leave you feeling fuller than usual. Fat's slower digestion also means it has more time to ferment, creating additional gas. You might want to go easy on burgers and chips, French fries, and don't eat too many nuts at once. Avoid or limit foods that cause bloating. Vegetables from the cruciferous family, like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts. Limit onion, legumes like beans and lentils, dairy products, apples, sugar alcohols, and beer. Are you eating too fast? Some food-related bloating isn't caused by the specific foods, but by eating behaviors. Eating too fast results in more air being swallowed during eating, and this will make you feel bloated when it reaches the intestine. Eating too much can also make you feel bloated as your stomach stretches to accommodate the food. It takes some time for the brain to receive the message from the stomach that it is full, so it's easy to eat too much and then feel bloated. Even if you aren't changing your diet, changes to eating behaviors by slowing down and stopping sooner can be helpful in reducing bloating too.